Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm Courtney,
And I'm MK.
and how are you?
I'm great. I'm great because the Bills are 2-0 and the Chiefs are 0-2.
Yeah, but you know who really messed up my fantasy league this week?
Oh, no, no, no.
Frickin' Josh Allen!
I'm not great when it comes to fantasy. I fucked myself in a way that I can't even explain in at all in terms of fantasy because I don't know what happened, but Ramondre Stevenson got like 30 points on my fucking bench.
Who does he play for? I don't even know him.
My team, I literally like cried. I literally texted Dan in the middle of my game of the football game yesterday and go, I'm so happy the Bills are winning. However, I've never seen a shittier fantasy team than what I have going on right now.
I will
Um,
say, thank God Cook got a gazillion points because he really
yeah,
saved me in my league, my
yeah,
three
no,
leagues.
I faced Cook.
Oh,
hmm Uh,
that's not good for you.
I had Rome Odunze and Ramondre Stevenson on my bench.
I don't
Odunze
know who those people are.
Odunze plays
Oh,
for
I do know
the
what Jane say.
the Bears. He
Mhm.
got 32 points as a wide receiver.
Yeah, the
And
Bears
and
not
the and
not
Ramondre
doing good for
Stevenson
me.
plays for the Patriots as a running back and got 22 points. My wide receivers, which were Tateroa McMillan from
Mhm.
Carolina, got me a solid 16 points. Um, Amika Egbuka, who I moved up from my bench to my starting because he fucking killed it last week, got me 13. Um, Hollywood Brown on the goddamn Chiefs, piece of shit that he is, got me 8 points. And Trayvon Henderson, the other running back from the fucking Patriots, who did much better last week, got me a whopping 6 fucking points.
Uh,
And
yeah.
if somehow I don't end this game with um Ashton Jeanty and um Lad McConkey
I love
combined
him.
combined getting less points than Dicker the kicker.
I have him too.
I have no, so my opponent has Jeanty and McConkey.
I have
And
McConkey and
I'm
Dicker.
currently 9 points behind ahead. So I need
Mm,
Jeanty and McConkey to combined get less than 9 points less or than my kicker.
I
So
see.
I currently have a 15% chance of winning this match.
Yeah. I have McConkey and Dicker against Shane, who's out of people, and I'm 5 points behind. So I'm
Well,
gonna
I
pull
mean,
this one
no
out.
offense, but I hope McConkey chokes and gets 0 points.
I just need 6 points total. This
Yes,
this scoring doesn't
let
make sense. This scoring's wrong. Like that 6 points would be like 20 points in this league. So
I
you just
need
need like he could get 2 points and I'd still probably get 10 in this league,
I
which is fine.
well, if maybe just have Dicker get all your points so that I have a
That's
chance.
fine too. That's fine too. I don't love McConkey. There's nothing I care about him. He plays for the Rams, doesn't he? I hate the no, he plays for the
No, the
Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah.
I don't hate the Chargers, but yeah, I'm gonna win the league, Shane, no question. And then I'm gonna beat my dad. I'm 99% chance supposed to win. I am 16 points ahead and have Dicker left and he's out of players. Um, but my problem is my Lemons League because I'm 20 points behind. I'm not going to win this one because the only person I had left was Irving and they had Baker Mayfield. And so, like,
Mm,
it's a catch 22. Either we both do well or not, you know? Like,
yeah.
But this is what happened. Both I had two tight ends. I had a backup tight end, both out. Goddard and Kittle are out. And so I had to go find another tight end.
Kittle's out. I put Dalton Kincaid in because he played really well in the first week,
Last week, yeah.
and then this week because we were playing the Jets and we didn't even have to try. We like
Right.
wiped our asses with them.
Hmm.
I got no fucking points from him because we didn't have to play football.
Right. That's what I know. That's why I'm mad. But then
You're
we
listen, I don't want to hear it. Josh Allen got punched in the fucking face and then got back out there the
I
next
understand.
play.
I do understand, but he didn't get me enough points because I'm out. So my all my tight ends are out. So I have to go find another tight end. So I pull Evan Ingram. He's kind of been like I've had him every
Yeah,
year. Usually, I'm like, fine, I'll pull him in. Everyone else is on my IR bench.
yeah,
Um, you want to know how many points he got me? If you had to guess, how many points this man got me?
not
He got
enough.
me
Ah,
two.
shit.
2.2 points.
McConkey just got points.
Amazing. That's great for me. Sorry for you. And then I had to switch out my flex because everybody keeps getting hurt and not playing football and whatnot. So I put in Cortland Sutton. Had a great year. He's had a great few years. Usually have him. He's usually one of my like safety go-tos. Put him in my flex. 1.6 points. How do you get 1 point? And you know what? I should have won because I also had neighbors play. I got 37 points with neighbors. There is no reason I should have lost this game. But Josh Allen, Evan Ingram, and Cortland Sutton didn't play football.
Yeah.
And like Josh Allen didn't have to because, but like Ingram and Sutton should have. And I had to
Yeah.
dig for them because everybody else started dying on the field.
Yeah.
I've never been more mad at a team. Like my best player this week, other than neighbors, was Alvin Kamara, which is great. Love Kamara. Glad he had a good game.
Yeah.
Glad he had a good game. But like that should not be my best player on my
No,
on my team.
my best player was Lamar Jackson.
Shut up.
However, Roma Dunza only got 3 points less as a wide receiver in a
Mm,
quarterback heavy points league on my bench.
yeah. Yeah. I've been super soft. I've already beat Shane. Everything's over. I've won. So I don't need any more points. It's okay. Um,
Are those French fries? I can't eat potatoes. Okay.
how dare you, Dan?
No. I love you. Dinner was delicious and I appreciate you. Yeah. Good.
But yeah, so I've been mad at Josh Allen. Real
Yeah.
pleased with Cook though. Real happy with him.
Um,
But yeah,
I
so I've won two of my
in
three this
after
week.
Cook's second touchdown, I was at work and watching the game with the guys backstage, and after Cook's second touchdown, I go, guys, I'm playing against Cook on my fantasy league right now, and they were like, you are fucked. Respectfully, it
Yeah,
sucks to be you.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Nate was
um,
at the Saints game and texted me about how Cook was doing.
did the Saints win? Are they playing good football?
No,
I
I
didn't think
mean
so.
they didn't win, but they had a pretty good game.
Nope.
Oh,
Rattlers just
Dan
what
from the hallway, I said, did the Saints win? Are they playing good football? Dan from the hallway just goes, nope.
they played okay yesterday. Game one they did not, but they played okay yesterday. We had some. Kamara had some good runs. Right, Shahid. My gosh, Shahid had some good runs. Rattler, we'll see. He throws the ball sometimes. Um, but like yesterday was a better game than they've been playing. So I
Okay.
was I was okay with it, even though they lost.
Okay.
I mean, that was their chance to win because both Purdy and Kittle were out. But Mac Jones came out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, I know how to play football, guys."
Yeah.
So that's fine. He like killed it at quarterback, which was annoying. Um, but yeah, so I mean, it was a good game, even though they lost. But we're in a rebuild year. It's fine. We're
Yeah.
coming back. We're coming back. And now, I'm one of two people left in the league that's paid that are 2-0. Like I only paid in to play in one league,
Mm,
and that one I'm
yeah.
2-0 right now. So that's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Like
I'm just, I'm, I would be nervous for this week's game because we're going from a Sunday right to a Thursday night.
Yeah. But who are
Except,
you playing? You're playing
yes,
like
for we're playing the Dolphins, so I'm actually not
right. I was
worried.
like, you're not. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, he gives me life. Their coach. What's his name?
Evil Doug. No, his name
He's
is
evil
His
Doug.
name is Mike McDaniels, but we all in our friend group, we are
Yes.
all convinced that he is actually Doug's evil twin.
I can
Uh
see it. I can see it.
it's crazy. And every time I watch an interview video with him, I go, I'm pretty confident that this is how Doug teaches. Like this is Doug in a classroom. Every speech that he gives, when he said like especially the one where he was like, uh, good morning, wrong, great morning. Why is it great? Because you're another day closer to death. I was like, oh my God, that
That
is
was my
Doug.
favorite. I sent you that.
You did. I'd seen it before though, but you did send it to me. But I'm like, yeah, that literally that is Doug.
He is just like giving me life, and he does kind of look like Doug, so I
Yeah.
get that. I get that.
Like when Doug's
Um,
really tan in the summer, it's literally that is Doug. It's
yeah.
wild.
Um,
Um,
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to. My friend that I was up against this week texted me. I was like, "That was a really good game, but I think you pulled it out." And I was trying to find the best thing to send to him to be like, "Yeah." So I'm gonna send him Taylor Swift
perfect.
because that
Um,
that
my
makes men angry.
my favorite meme of the whole season so far has been one that of Taylor Swift wearing her Chiefs jacket, and it said, "I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 0 and 2."
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this because Nick doesn't listen to my podcast. So I don't know if you've seen the TikTok going around that there's the girlfriend who like doesn't watch football, but she's sitting there and all of a sudden like moves start happening and she's like, they should have swifted that one. Or like they should have like done this. And she's like makes up all these terms. And she's not even using like swifted like Taylor Swift. She's just like making up terms. And he's like, what does that mean? And she's like, you don't know? You don't know it's football. You don't know the football terms? And we started doing that to Nick yesterday. And it is so much fun. Let me tell you. If I haven't seen that video, I will. So that's
You
our
have not.
because Rachel hates football, and so I'm trying to make it fun for her.
That's amazing. I love that. Um, but yeah, sucks to be the Chiefs this year.
I'm so sick of them though. Like
Oh,
I was so glad when they lost to the Eagles, like again.
to be honest, yesterday at work, we watched the Bills game, obviously, and then
Mhm.
one of the guys I work with, Andrew, and I, we're the only ones, like everybody else had to actually go because they were actually like, doing their job. But to be fair to Andrew, it wasn't that he wasn't doing his job. Andrew's on the tech crew for the show, but not the run crew for the show. So like he
Mm,
won't be here once they actually open the show.
yeah,
And they were doing a full run of the show. So he was still in the building for tech purposes, but he wasn't backstage because he's not on the run crew. Um, and so we watched the Chiefs game just because we really wanted to see them lose.
it was really great. I'm ready for them to be done. They've
Yeah.
had their run, and now they're just a fandom.
Yeah.
Um, the game last night though played it was the Vikings
It was the
and
Vikings and the Falcons.
the
Um,
worst game I've ever seen of football in my life. It was so boring.
I didn't watch it. But again,
It
I was at
sucked.
work and I was at work till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And when I came home, Dan was trying to tell me about it, but he was walking up the stairs and I thought he said the Dolphins lost. Um, or no, I thought he said the Dolphins. Did the Falcons win last night?
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
night,
I thought he said the
Falcons.
Dolphins won. And I go, no, they didn't. What? Wait, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, they beat the Vikings. And I go, the Dolphins didn't play the Vikings. He goes, what are you talking about? Wait, it
I will
was,
say, like, first of all, that was the worst game I've ever seen in my whole life. It was super boring. The best game yesterday was definitely the Cowboys Giants game. And I only
okay.
saw the last like bit of it because I
Well,
was watching the
I
Saints
gotta
game.
say what we were afraid of last week after the Bills Ravens game is kind of how I
Mhm.
felt this week. Like none of the games really got me excited.
The Cowboy, I was carrying around Ezra and fussing and telling him about how much we hate the Cowboys and how terrible it was for the Giants to spend all their money on Russell Wilson. Like he learned a lot about football yesterday because I was so angry about this game because it was like when I tell you, you know the story behind the Giants and their terrible purchases.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've lost Daniel Jones after paying him more than Barkley, and now we've paid all of our money, I'm not a Giants fan anymore. I was partly a Giants fan for a minute. Um, but because I love Barkley, really, and I felt bad for
Really.
Daniel Jones. That was my that's my reasoning. Um, they spent all their money to get Russell Wilson, who like just needs to retire, bless his heart. And
Honestly,
he
I find watching Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers still playing football to be the most amusing part of, not
oh
good,
my god.
but
Right.
amusing part of my week.
Yeah. So like Nick's looking at his stats, he's like, oh my gosh, he has so many yards. He did so good. I was like, he just did a lot of things. Like he had a lot of yards, but he also had like 2 sacks. He had an interception. Like, and the interception he had was in overtime at the very end after they had just taken the ball back and the Cowboys kicked it in 4 seconds left to overtime. I was, oh my god, I was livid. I've never been
Uh,
so bad at a game, I don't think.
Speaking of the craziest stats, halfway through the second quarter of the Bills game, the announcers said that pass gave the Jets a total of 5 yards for the entire game.
Yeah. The poor Jets, bless their hearts. They're like they're obviously not my New York team because I'm obviously for the Bills, but I do want them to win a game one day. Like I just feel so bad for them.
I can't feel bad for them because they're in my division. Like, there's
I
nothing.
know,
It's,
I know. I just feel bad for them. But like, I mean, obviously when I went to the Bills Jets game, I wore blue, rooting
yeah,
for the Bills, and then the Bills lost, even though Aaron Rodgers got hurt the first 3.5 seconds. But like
yeah.
that was an awful game.
I'm nervous. I don't work on Thursday, so I'm actually gonna
Mm,
watch the game with Dan. Luckily, it's the Dolphins game because
sure,
if we lose on Thursday, I will never be allowed to not be at work
I know.
during a game
Hmm.
ever again.
I know.
So
So far, they haven't told me I won. I feel like they've probably announced that by now.
I
I
literally said that to Dan
didn't.
last night. I said, we're gonna watch the game together Thursday, and then I was like, and then you have me for the Saints game. Well, unless Courtney won the sweepstakes. But since it's the 14th of September and no one has told me anything yet, I'm gonna go ahead and say she didn't win the
Yeah, yeah,
sweepstakes.
yeah. Yeah, I also that weekend I have overbooked myself. I thought my friend from New York was coming in. I told my friend who lives in Baton Rouge that I'd go to her party, and I told Zach he could come stay. And then I realized it's also the Saints Bills weekend. And I was like, I don't even know what's going on in the world. I just keep being like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And then
That'd be great.
figure it out later.
It'll be great.
But yeah. Anyways, while we are unhinged and angry at the world, you got something for me?
I do, and
Do you
it's
have a Campbell's soup sticker on your phone? What
I
is
I
this new?
do. I do. It says Prithian mate soup, which doesn't make sense until you read the second ACOTAR book.
Okay. I'm sorry that caught me off guard. I've had coffee now and I'm like back engaged.
Speaking of us being angry at the world,
Mhm.
so what makes anger different from the other 6 other deadly sins? It's pretty simple, really. You give in to a sin like envy or pride, then you only hurt yourself. Try lust or coveting, and you'll only hurt yourself, and probably one or two others. But anger is the worst, the mother of all sins. Not only can anger drag you over the edge, but when it does, you can take an awful lot of people with you.
That's my plan. I mean, that's bad, don't do that. Um, but it's relevant for our show that we're watching.
Yeah.
Because that's their move too, which should be my first indication that it's not how I should live my life.
Mhm.
And we're watching American Horror Story Coven. It's episode 7, and it aired November 20th of 2013. It was rated 7.8 out of 10. Number one song, same number one book, I think is this. Yeah, number one book is the same, but the movie is Hunger Games Catching Fire. Um, I think that's the last one, or is it the
Mhm.
second one? I don't remember
No,
Mockingjay was. I'm
Hunger
not good at the
Games.
order.
No, it is the second one. Hunger Games Catching Fire Mockingjay.
Okay. So
I
it's the
think.
second one.
Am I
Got me on
wrong?
tracks. I couldn't tell you.
No, I'm not wrong.
Couldn't tell you.
Yes, no, because Mockingjay was part one and part two, and it shouldn't have been, but it was. Yeah.
That's right, that's right, that's right. Yes, correct. On this day, some things have happened. A lot of random things have happened. Um, Rupert Murdoch got divorced.
Oh.
What a wild time. We had two deaths. Peter Griffiths, who's British politics. I've heard of him. I don't know him, but I've heard of him, so I thought others might have.
Okay.
And Sylvie Brown. Uh, she has a last. Oh, she was an author and apparently a well-known psychic. She died. Um, and the General Synod of Church of England voted to allow ordination of women bishops by 2014.
Hey.
So they were early on. Um, our director is Bradley Bucher, writers Brad Falchuk and John J. Gray, and editor is Regis Kimball. No one knew. All returning. Our star is Riley Volkl, who plays young Fiona. Um, she is known for Hightown, the originals, the newsroom, and Roswell, New Mexico, the new one. I
Okay.
didn't realize that. I've watched two or three of the seasons and I just like didn't know. But yeah, so she's in there. She played a big role too. Like I know her name. I knew her name whenever I read it. I was like, oh, I do know that character. Just haven't watched it in a few years. She started her career as a model, and then until she had her first uncredited appearance, which was in The Social Network, and
Mhm.
then she just kind of like blew. She played like a club girl, and then like blew up after that.
All right.
So kudos. She really wants to get into like stunt work, period roles in theater. Those are her ambitions that she hasn't made it to yet. But she played a lot of sports growing up, and so she wants to use some of those abilities in stunting and whatnot. Um, so much that she had actually got an offer to play softball in college with a full
Oh,
like
okay.
scholarship, but she turned it down to do modeling instead. Um, and she does a lot of like fashion stuff still, like even after modeling career. She does a
Okay.
lot. She has like one of her own fashion lines, and so a lot of like I found an interview with her, and a lot of them are all about like her fashion and what she like thinks about it. And she's thrilled the '90s are back, in case you're wondering, because that
Well,
was
that makes one of
love
us.
that. I'm thrilled also these two of us. So, but now we're gonna get into it, and this episode is just called "The Dead." Um, and we have a flashback. And we have a flashback to a tattoo shop where Kyle is hanging out with his frat bros, and everyone's like getting tattoos, and they're all chatting and drinking beer, etc., etc. And he starts talking about like everyone's like, "What are you gonna get?" And he's like, "I can't get a tattoo because I'm gonna change the world." It's not quite what he says, but that's basically what he
Yeah.
says. He's like, "I want to be a really like respected engineer. I don't want to like roll down my sleeve or pull up my pants far enough you see my ankles and be seen as this person all tatted up."
Which is
And
totally fair and valid, and I'm with him and I understand what he was doing.
mhm,
Um, but no one's gonna see your ass cheek at an engineering firm.
correct. And also, if he's trying to stay in New Orleans, he said he wasn't going to get a Saints tattoo, and I was like, that doesn't feel like it's going to help you. Like that's not going to hurt you.
Right.
No one cares if you have a fleur de lis. That's not a problem. Um, And then we see that one of the guys got one. So one of the guys got on his ankle Chinese symbols. I do not know how to read Chinese, but he was like, "It probably needs something, not what you've asked for." And then the other guy got a four-leaf clover, um, and he said it was for the look of the Irish. Although he is not Irish, he just
Yeah.
chose to have this.
Fun fact, my sister has a tattoo that is a Chinese phrase on her wrist, and we all made fun of her and said that what if it wasn't what she thought it was? But then she studied abroad in France, and one of the other students was from China, and she read her wrist, and turns out Gabby was fine. Her tattoo says what she thinks it says. Whew,
Amazing.
dodged a
Well,
bullet.
yeah,
My
absolutely.
my tattoo in Thai does say what I think it says because A, I speak Thai, and B,
But yeah,
I had my friends in Thailand triple check what I wrote before I gave it to the guy to put on my leg.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so those are the only two that I know of for sure that I know for sure are correct.
Yeah, I don't know anyone with like any symbols. I just know like I know a lot of people have like French on their arm and stuff, but like
Yeah.
I
but
know French, and like a lot of people down here know French, so it's not
yeah,
unheard of.
right.
Um, but yeah. So then we sadly pop back to today, and we see that the pieces on his body are the
That
tattoo
was
parts.
so sad.
And I forgot. I don't know. It's like I keep forgetting like the parts that aren't the like main through line.
Yeah.
And so it was just so sad. I was like, oh yeah, oh, that's such a bummer because he had both the Chinese symbols and the
And
clover.
yeah,
Um, and so he's obviously like super panicky now because he's seeing all of this and everything's he's remembering more and thinking about it more. And then Zoe is there also inwardly panicking with a gun behind her back.
yeah.
And then we go to the credits. What a happy start.
Happy, happy
Um,
times.
happy times. And so now we go back to Madison, who doesn't make things better. And
Oh,
she's talking about being like
her
hella
her
depressed.
monologue was like so fucked up.
Yeah, because she's like, I don't feel anything. And she's like, I'm a real, like, true millennial. Like, and they say a lot of stuff about us. Like, we're into social media. We have this, like, numbness to the world. And she's like, and while a lot of that may be true, it's not the same as, like, when you truly
Truly.
don't feel anything. She's like, and
Although
I haven't for a while.
although I really do think it is so interesting that the idea that the defining characteristic of millennials is apathy.
Yeah,
And I was like, that is a little painful.
unfortunately, pretty true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're all just, like, in the middle,
We're all just
being
fucking
sad.
too tired to care.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? I've been listening to so much emo music lately. It's been awesome. But
I just read books to feel things.
same, same. Except none of the books I read this week made me feel things, so that's a bummer.
Ugh,
Um,
yeah.
except Alchemy of Secrets. I have that tier list. It comes out in October. Um, and so she's talking about this, and she showed me a numb, and she's talking about like she's like I used to feel like I used to even before this I didn't feel anything. And she talked about like being indifferent to like the gang rape and stuff, and she's like I just didn't feel anything. I turned up the next day and kept living my life like nothing had
Yeah.
happened. And she's like, and she's like, but now like there's just a black hole basically.
Yeah.
She's like, it doesn't matter. Like pain doesn't matter. Emotions don't matter. I can't drink enough to like feel anything. She's like, I drank one potion thing that Delia created.
Yeah.
I thought I felt something, and then I drank the entire thing, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
Like,
she's like doing drugs and eating food and taking like mad magic potions just to try to like have a single feeling in her body.
yeah, and she was like burning herself. Like she's trying to create any type of
Yeah.
feeling that she can have. Um, and yeah, and nothing's working. So
Yeah.
that's her issue with coming back from the dead. So we go back to Zoe and Kyle, and she's telling him how this needs to go. She's like, look, we both know this was a bad idea. I know I should have never done this. I mean, you killed your own mom. And then he takes the gun from her to try and kill himself, and then she panics. And I'm like,
And it's like,
homegirl,
yeah, she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I was gonna shoot you, but then the idea that you would be dead upset me too much to keep going." Like,
Girl, first of all, girl, you don't even know him.
right.
Like, this is very much a daddy I love him situation. Like,
Oh my
you
God, yes.
had one conversation with
I
this
don't want
man.
anything to happen to you. You're a good person.
You don't
What?
know that.
You don't
You don't know that. Yeah, no. She's dumb. She's
know.
dumb.
She's so dumb.
Um, and then we go to Queenie and Duffy, and they they're out of food. It seems in this house, and
No,
so they're
because Delphine cooked a fuck ton of food
yeah,
ready for the next day, and then Madison ate fucking
all of it
everything.
right. And so now they're out of it, and so they go to Frost Top. And I don't know if you know, but Frost Top is a real place. It's Ted's Frost Top here in New Orleans. It
Never.
doesn't look the same, but it's got delicious burgers and milkshakes. And I've been craving a Frost Top milkshake for like 3 weeks, and I just don't remember where the closest one is to go. I think it's in River Ridge. I can't remember if that was closed or not. But there's like a little chain down here. I think they've
Okay.
expanded. Like I think they're in like Baton Rouge and stuff now too, but it's very much in New Orleans, like fast food
Okay.
place. Um, highly recommend if you're ever in the city. Um, but yeah, so Frost Top is like the go-to. And so that's where they go. And then their Delphine is like thrilled. She's so excited about this outing and her new friendship with him. And then we go to Dilly and Hank for very briefly. He calls her and he's trying to ask to come home, and she's like, absolutely not. Okay, bye. And he's like, I'll see you soon. Very obvious, very obvious. Um, but then Maddie walks in.
No, hold on. Fuck
Yeah.
what he says about seeing you soon. That's not the
Mhm.
ominous part. The ominous part is the camera zoom away from him after he says that, and he's just sitting there with 475 fucking guns in front of him.
Yeah. He's supposed to tear down the whole place. He's supposed to burn it all down. That's his rules.
Yeah, but
Um,
like, he looks like a fucking spree shooter.
he is. That's his job.
Gross.
I don't know. I don't know. So then Maddie walks in, and Delia is she touches her because she's come back from the
Well,
dead.
Delia hears something and thinks that Delphine is in the hallway and then starts to keep going and almost falls down the stairs, and Maddie stops her from falling, and then she
Yeah,
touches Maddie and is like, what the fuck is happening?
right. Because then she sees everything, and she knows that Fiona killed Maddie. So, real. This is like the most power she's had yet, because she's been like basically a Green Witch before now.
Yeah.
Um, so now she knows everything. So then we go to Fiona and the Axeman, our new dream team, and I said they've gone quote home together. Um, he turns jazz music on, and she goes to the bathroom and like her hair is falling out, and she knows something is wrong at that point. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't know like what's happened. And then we see a flash of a man dead in the tub. So like this is obviously just a
Yeah,
makeshift
but here's
home.
the thing. I mean, she sees the pictures of the guy on the wall and was like, "Who's that?" And he gives some bullshit answer or whatever.
Hmm.
But my question is, did she really not know something was wrong, or was she so distracted by her hair falling out because of the chemo that she like didn't care? Because
I think she did
later,
care.
yeah, I think it's that she didn't care, not that she didn't know. Because later she says
Yeah,
something about the guy in your bathtub starting to smell funny. So she
right,
knows there's a fucking dead body there, but she's so preoccupied with her chemo hair loss that like it doesn't even phase her that there's a dead body.
correct. Yeah. She's just so in her own head. But then she snaps and she goes off on the X-Man, and she's telling him, she's like, I shouldn't do this. I've just run out of my sleeping pills. Like, I just need to go home. Like, I don't know what's going on. Um, and then she gives like her all of her sordid relationship details of her ex-husbands and ex-lovers and et cetera,
Yeah.
which doesn't even sort of phase him. So that's fine. And then we go
Well,
back to we'll find out more later. Don't worry. We go back
Jesus.
to Cal and Zoe, and she's like she's trying to like talk with him and stuff, and Madison walks in, and Madison doesn't remember his existence because we know that she's obviously lost some memory since
Yeah.
being dead, but she like has no idea who he is, and she's like, "This is Kyle. You killed him." Like,
You killed him and then also you put him back together again. Like,
right? And Madison's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so she's like, "But Delia needs you." So she goes to Cordelia, and Madison tries to talk to Kyle about death. And she's like, "Well, you've died, I've died. Maybe we can find some common ground."
which was, I think it was genuinely very sincere. Like,
I think so too.
I think in that moment she genuinely just needed someone else to verify that her
Hmm.
experience in the afterlife wasn't untrue, because I think she's grown up in this world where thinking like this is what happens when you die, and then when she died
Yeah.
nothing happened, and she's like, is that hell? Like, did I go to hell? Is that what this eternal blackness is? Is there another way, or is this what everyone experiences? Because I can't
Right.
do this.
Yeah. But obviously, Kyle's not very vocal. It's not saying a lot. Um,
What?
I know, shocker. So then we go to Queenie, who has decided to go visit Marie Laveau. these witches, all three of them, they're all so dumb. All of them are so dumb. So she's talking to Marie Laveau and she's like, "Oh, do you use these like food items or whatever, these heads in your
Oh, she said, oh, these fish
spells,
heads.
the
She's
fish
like, are
heads,
those
yeah."
fish heads for your voodoo? And she was
And
like,
she's like,
I'm,
"That was for gumbo."
I'm making gumbo.
Although I've never had fish head gumbo, to be clear.
I have not either.
It's not a normal thing, but whatever. She can do what she wants. She's Marie Laveau. I would never judge her. Um, but we learned that Queenie's never had a gumbo, which, yeah, she's from Detroit. Like, of course she hasn't. Um, and so she's talking to Marie. Marie's like, "Yeah," she's like, "I was wondering when you were gonna come see me. Like, it's been a long time coming." And
I
she's like,
mean,
"Well, no, I'm a witch. Like, I live with these." She's like, "A voodoo doll belongs in the voodoo house." Like,
yeah.
um, and then she tells her she wants Queenie to bring her Delphine. She's like, this is the situation.
Yeah.
So we pop back over to Cordelia and Zoe. And Delia's talking about redoing her own life. And she's like, these are some things that I wish would have been done differently. And she's like, and here's some things you can do. She's like, you are gonna be the next prop. I don't really know for sure. Like, she's like, but I'm feeling very strongly that it's you at this point. And so you have to watch out because she thought it was Madison and she slit her throat. If
Right.
she thinks it even could be you, you're next. Um, and so they start talking about that, and she's like, "Well, we don't know who killed Maddie." And she's like, 100% Fiona did it. Like, I have no doubts now. I've seen it. It happened.
Yeah.
Um,
She's
and
like,
she tells
Madison
Zoe,
doesn't even know. And she's like, yeah, but
"Yeah."
I
She's like,
do.
"She doesn't have to. Like, I know everything." So now Zoe panics. Now she's like drinking and panicking. And I was like, that was very sudden. But okay. And then Delia tells her, she's like, "But it's okay. Here's our plan. We're gonna kill Fiona. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it." Um, and so then Zoe wanders off in her distress and walks in on Madison Allen having sex. And also distressing for her, as you can imagine. Uh, and then we go back to the Axeman and Fiona, who are also getting together. And he starts telling her about the past. And he says, "I've known you since you were 8." And we get a flashback. And there's this older girl, Helen, who's bullying her. Well, bullying everyone, but
Yeah.
Fiona's the only one who like stands up against her by not doing anything. And she tries to like make her pour milk on her head. She's throwing it at Helen. So Helen like yanks her down and like basically throws her to the ground. It's like, "Look, I can still do this." And as she goes to leave, the dish cabinet falls on her and crushes her. And we learned that the Axeman actually did that because she was a bully and she deserved it. And Fiona, this whole time, wasn't sure if she did it or not. She wasn't sure if it was something she had done or not. Um, but he said he talked about how he thought of her as a daughter, so he had to protect her until he did. And then he got creepy and started like watching her as
Yeah.
she grew up. And he fell in love with her, and he's always been lurking around. And she told me she doesn't believe in ghosts. And I'm like, homegirl, I don't know which part of you doesn't believe in ghosts. Like,
Right.
what world are you living in? And then basically he just wants to like take care of her. But she is offended. Like, she goes off on him and she tells him to go haunt someone else.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, we're not doing this." And I was like, "You are too little too late, but fine."
She's like, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. We're not.
Exactly. Mhm. Then we go back to our friend Spalding, and he's held down in his bed. And then we learn that he can talk again
And boy, does
because
does he feel some type of way when he learns that he can talk again.
some type of way, yeah. And we learned that actually when Zoe found this box of the picture of the old witches, the Axeman, etc., she also found his tongue, which had been enchanted to still be alive. It was still moving when she found it, which is it's the grossest thing
So
I've ever
gross.
imagined.
When it was still wet and like alive in that box, I was like,
Yeah,
oh no. No, 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 no.
yeah. And it turns out Myrtle had kept it because she was gonna try and put it back together. She was never strong enough. And Zoe's like, but don't worry, I am. And so
Okay.
Zoe did some spell work on this tongue, put it back in his mouth, and now he can talk again. And she starts asking, and she's like, did you kill Madison? And he's like, no. And she's like, cool. But you know who did. He's like, yeah. And she's like, you have to tell me. And then basically says it until he actually finally says it's
Yeah.
Fiona. And then he starts screaming about how like she's our supreme, and she's like, you are not a part of this stuff.
Yeah. It's
She's
just like,
like,
you're not a
you
witch.
work
She's,
here.
you're nothing. Like, calm
Yeah.
yourself.
She's like, you work here, that is it. And then she kills him. So that's fine. It's fine,
I
Zoe, no problems.
mean, I mean,
Um,
if he's that devoted to Fiona, he's in everyone's way.
right, right. When your goal is to then kill Fiona, of course, you have to then get rid of her henchmen.
Yeah.
Um, so no, it makes sense. It's just like real intense, real fast for Zoe. Um, so then Queenie and Leloria are talking again. And she starts talking to her and she's like, I think we could be like real besties. She's like, but we have to like tell our deepest, darkest secrets first. So like, what's the like thing you're most ashamed of? And she's like, oh, I'm getting better every day. She's like, no, 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 no. Like, you can tell me. And she's like, well, there's this one thing. It's like, oh, okay, one thing. So we get a flashback, and it turns out
But
that yes,
and here's the thing. Obviously, in real life, I feel no sympathy for anything that ever could have possibly happened to
sure.
Delphine LaLaurie.
Mhm.
However, in this moment, she genuinely seems to understand that she lives in a different world now than she did then, and that the things that she did, while she does still have some inability to see that her level of evil was not equal to everyone around her,
Mhm.
she really is truly beginning to understand that she lived in a backwards time.
Yeah, yeah.
And
2013 Lolori is very different.
yes, and I truly believe that like she's haunted by this.
Mhm. Yes, and it does seem she is because she goes on to tell the story of what happened. And one of her slaves, Sally, had a child, and she's now coming back from maternity leave, which is 2 weeks. Wild. And she's
Are you
like,
kidding? My contract gives me 2 days.
that's wild to
My
me.
contract literally gives me 2 days of paid leave for the birth of a child.
That is unreasonable.
Unreasonable.
Yeah. Ugh, what a wild time. Well, I guess Sally had a
So
better
Sally
deal.
got a better deal than I did.
Slave Sally from the 1800s. Yeah. You should tell your employers that.
I should.
Um, but yeah, so she comes back and she's talking about having this beautiful baby, and Lori's like, "Oh my gosh, that's great." And then the next day, or shortly thereafter, she is talking about using this blood for youth and whatnot, and she says it comes from a fresh baby. And then we learn that she's killed the child because it was actually her husband had slept with
Yeah, but we
Sally.
also knew it was her husband's baby from the
Sure.
get because her husband had his hand firmly
Yeah.
planted on Sally's ass the whole time at the dinner table, and also the baby was mulatto.
Right. 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 Like it wasn't really questioned, but we didn't know that she was gonna just kill him, but she did.
Oh no, yeah, we didn't just jump to like
Yeah.
um infanticide, but
Right. So then of course Sally then also kills herself because what else can you
which
do?
is
Like
interesting because the story of the girl jumping out the window, like Sally's story, is one of the most famous stories about the haunting of the building of the Lavori
yeah.
house.
Well, there's also a very similar story at the St. Francisville plantation. What's it called?
Hmm.
It's the one everyone knows. I've
Oh,
forgotten
yeah,
it.
but I know the window
Yeah.
that Sally jumped out of is boarded up and like
Yeah.
doesn't have a window anymore in the Lalaurie house. And that's the window where Nick Cage kept seeing a ghost and then got confused, and then he looked at his contract and realized that it straight up said in the lease that the house is haunted and you can't sell it, and then he went into bankruptcy because he couldn't get rid of the fucking house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, someone else recently, like pretty recently, like bought that house. Um, but yeah, so this terrible thing happened, and then we come back to Fiona losing her hair again because we jump back over to Fiona, and then we see Zoe showering off all the blood from killing Spalding, and then Madison finds her at that point, and she
It just
starts
like
talking to her.
walks into the bathroom while she's showering.
Straight up walks in, and she's like, let's talk about Kyle. She's like, you don't have to give up on him. Like, there's still a chance. And she's like, but are you gonna give up on him? She's like, no, no, no. This is the only time I've ever felt anything in my whole entire life. So no, 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 no. I'm not doing that either. However, there's a workaround. And she's like, what? We share him? And she's like, just come up. And I was like, these, my God, my God. And then they all start a situation.
A situation.
Yeah, yeah. Um, And then we go see the X-Man, and he's back at it. He's back in the city playing his sax again. And Fiona's shown up at the jazz club to see him play and to reconnect. Um, and then we end with the scene with Queenie and Duff. And Queenie tells her she's taken her to get her hair done because she's had the same hair since 1860 something. And so she says it's time to change. And Lori is so excited. She's got this like really ugly t-shirt on.
She's like
And
wearing like Queenie's clothes and like they're like
yeah.
friends and they're like talking about getting their hair done and walking around the city together. And I started sobbing. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me that I am literally crying over Madame Delphine Lalaurie, like the worst person in American history, and I am just sobbing over her.
Welcome to American Horror Story.
I
Well, your nightmares come true. Uh,
can't.
yeah. So of course, when she's taken her to the hair salon, it's actually Crescent City, where it's Marie Laveau's, and Marie Laveau takes takes her again, locks her back up, and then lets Queenie cut her, and Queenie does, and that is, and then Marie is putting on Lolari's blood, just like Lolari used to do.
That
With
when
helping
Queenie
use
took when Queenie took the scythe from her, that I was like,
I know. I know. Ugh. Could have been a beautiful friendship, but she's making more alliances.
yeah, but
So that
I don't
was,
trust Marie Laveau at all, and Queenie, you shouldn't be doing. Everybody sucks in this show. No one is a good person.
I know. It's a wonderful conundrum of a show. You love to hate everyone. So what are your thoughts? You got some thoughts? So,
I had thoughts. Mostly my thoughts were that I cannot believe how emotional I'm getting over Delphine. I everybody sucks. I don't even know what like we're at the halfway point of the season, right?
this is episode 7, yeah.
Yeah.
So we
We're
have
at the
5 more
half,
episodes.
so we're like right in the middle where everything is gonna start to go to shit. And I genuinely can't see a way where anyone has a happy ending. And I don't know what the plan is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where they're going with it because I know obviously it's a horror story. Like, they're not really necessarily
Right.
looking for a happy ending, but season one ended with people getting a happy ending. Like, it was a happy ending in death, but it was still like everyone
Sure, but
ended
yeah.
like, yeah, but everyone ended in an emotionally a better place than they started,
Right.
even if
Everyone
they had,
was way better in the end,
even
yeah.
though they had to die to get there, they like fixed their relationships and were happy ghosts, and it was a bow on a weird story.
Mhm.
Um, I don't even remember how season two ended.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, she got out. Remember,
Yeah. Oh, she got out and she
she
had the
got out
kids
and
and
became
she
famous and became besties with Evan Peters until he passed away
right. And
and
then
his kids
and then
got out.
they had the babies and everything was happy raising the two alien children.
Mhm.
So both seasons have had a weird but like emotionally satisfying ending. I don't think this can possibly end in a way where anyone is okay. No, who gets out of this alive? No one. No one.
There's no way to know.
Nan. Nan is the only one who's safe, and it's because she wasn't in this episode.
I know. I missed her this episode.
Nan and Luke ran away together and they're living happily ever after on their weird Amish witch farm far, far away from the fucking shit show that is New Orleans.
Yeah, 100%. That is what happened. Canon. Well, I have some trivia for you.
Okay.
Originally, there was meant to be a sex scene between Madison and Spalding. After he found out that he kept her as after she found out that he kept her as a doll when she was dead. They did film this scene, but it did get cut, obviously. Um, because why not add a little more weirdness to it? Um,
I'm If that had been in there, I don't think I could have continued watching the show.
it's unhinged. Like it's just wild. There's an issue with character consistency because I don't know if you noticed, but in the first scene, Kyle's accent is a little more Boston than New Orleans. Um,
Oh, I just assumed that was because he was drunk.
no, that was not even New Orleans drunk. You get drawlier or like
Yeah, but
just
he was drunk and like singing along to Toto, and I genuinely just thought it was a fake, like it was an affection. Like
yeah.
I have gotten drunk and used accents that I've never had before. So like
That's fair.
I didn't think it was like a I'm drunk and so my like accent is slipping. I thought it was I'm drunk so I'm putting on an accent.
I see. I see. That's fair.
That's how
That's
I
fair.
took it. It probably wasn't intended to be that, but that's
Yeah.
how I took it. So I didn't think it was character inconsistency. I just thought it was a drunk frat boy putting on a fake accent.
Sure. That's very fair. And last but not least, there was a hint for Sarah Paulson's character in the next season in in her room.
Oh fuck. The next season is Freak Show. I didn't see anything in her room. The phone. Was it in that scene? That's the only scene that was in her room, so it must have been that scene
It was that scene,
when she was on the phone with Hank.
but it
And
was very it was subtle. I didn't even notice until I was reading about it later. I was like, oh yeah, that was there. Like I didn't pick up on it, and I know what happened in the quick show. But yeah, just a little. That's your little teaser for next season because you know they like to drop some Easter eggs. Um, so who do you want to punch in the face?
Queenie.
Yeah, not for
I'm
100.
so devastated by this. And I
I know.
understand that it is the incorrect emotion to be having. And I understand that, like, Delphine is not a good person and that Queenie doesn't have to be friends with her to make up for a history of incredibly awful prejudice
Mhm.
and racist things. I understand all of the actual reasons why Queenie isn't necessarily the bad guy here.
Yeah.
However, it's out of character for Queenie, and it's because Marie is like gaslighting her, and Delphine was genuinely trying to make amends for who she was, and I am devastated by that.
Yeah, I want to pick Marie Laveau, but there's not a place in this world where I would ever say I would punch the voodoo queen. Because I do
Well,
live in New Orleans, and
because you do
that
live in
feels
New Orleans, and
dangerous.
that is dangerous. I was gonna say I can
Um,
say it, but I'm not
I
in the
mean, I
city.
don't know that you should still, but you are farther away.
I am farther away from
So
injury.
I'm gonna go with the Axeman for being a little bit of a creep.
Yeah, no, the Axeman for literally just the lecherous ass way he smiled at her when she was naked in front of the mirror. I was like,
Mhm.
and we're done.
Yeah, yep. So who's your MVP?
Um, as weird as it is, because I don't know that this show has ever given me a good person, I'm going with Zoe.
I almost punched her, but that's fine.
Well, and here's why I'm going with Zoe. Everyone in this show so far has made incredibly stupid decisions. And 90% of those stupid decisions are because someone tells them something, and instead of fact checking that shit, they just do it.
Yeah,
We know Cordelia has sight. We know that she's not, that when she sees something, it is what happened. However, knowing that doesn't mean that you can just take everything she says she saw for granted. And everyone in
hmm
this house is fucking lying left, right, and center. So
hmm
when Zoe finds out that Fiona may or may not have killed Madison, she doesn't just take that as gospel. She goes to the one person who is physically incapable of lying about it, gets
yeah,
the information she needs, and then covers her fucking tracks. And in the world that this show lives in, that is the most valuable person. Like,
that is very fair. I found her acting skills to leave a lot to be desired this episode. Um,
well, yeah.
but
I'm not
that's
disagreeing with you.
yeah,
I wasn't really talking about the actual performance,
right.
more
The plot
the
line,
plot line, the
yeah.
writing.
No, that's totally fair. Yeah, I'm going with Cordelia because she's finding her strength and ready to kill Fiona, and
Oh, valid.
I'm in. I'm in.
Valid. I mean,
So,
but I just appreciated that we had one person
mhm.
do a little fact check.
Yeah, 100%.
What did
Um,
somebody said something to me the other day? Oh no, yeah, Dan showed me a meme the other day, and I go that, and I was like looking at it, and I just go, that's really interesting. Did we fact check this before we told anyone? And he goes, nope. And I go, okay. And it was something like completely innocuous. It was about like a behavior of a certain animal
mhm.
or something. It was like something like that wasn't even like
That didn't really matter.
it didn't
Yeah.
really matter, but I just go, did we fact check this before we shared this Instagram story? And he goes, nope. And I go, cool, I'm gonna Google it. Because and he only shared it to me. Like it wasn't like he was like spreading
Sure.
it, but I was like, so much shit gets said that is so incorrect, and so many things get taken out of context, and people are like use one-liners of hour-long interviews to justify bullshit. And I just was like, can we just make it a habit of fact checking
Ugh,
everything before we say it?
yes, 100%. I
Um,
will say unhinged things without fact checking them
oh no,
on
no, no, but
purpose.
I will never say them in the context where I believe them to be truth.
No, you're gonna know. I mean, I'm gonna try and make you believe it, but then I'll like laugh or do some nonsense so you'll know I'm lying. Like I will tell you birds are not real. They're government devices. No question.
The other day, Kate and I were talking about whether or not she was like, I like low key believe in conspiracy theories. And she was like trying to tell me, but she was also trying to like feel out how I was going to react to it. I was like, oh no, I high key believe in conspiracy theories, except for the moon landing. Like that shit, I'm sorry, we went to the moon. And
Right.
she goes, wait, hold
There's
on.
so much
And she goes,
science.
wait, hold on. Can you repeat that one more time? I'm trying to figure out what side you just said you're on. I go, no, 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 we did go to the moon. And she goes,
Right.
oh. And I go, no, no, you don't. And so then she started telling me that she was like looking through her grandma has like laminated copies of the newspaper from the 60s, like when it happened. And she's like
hmm
telling me, and she's like, I looked at those pictures, like those are not. I go, no, no, no. you looked at those pictures and you expected to see what a 2025 camera would show you, and that's not the cameras that we had. And she goes, but then why did we never go back? I go, for what purpose? Like, we went to the moon, we looked at it, we figured out it's a fucking rock with no gravity. There's nothing else to do. I go, we've then gone farther then. And I was like, and everybody who says the moon landing was fake also cried at Rover's funeral. So like,
Right. And also
no.
other people went to the moon. Like
Yes. Yes.
lots of people have gone to the moon.
Yes. I was like, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that I'm down on. That is not one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. No, no, no.
But she was like, just the way she was like, hold on, can you just like clarify the sentence you just said so I know if you hate me or not?
I love a conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah.
I like to spread the harmless ones.
And like I'm just like into like the really unhinged things. Like I
Mhm.
genuinely think that a first date question is who killed John Benet Ramsey.
Amazing. I love it.
And if their
One day I
answer
might date again. I'm gonna try it.
and if their answer is not her brother, don't date them.
Bro, I don't know. I've got a lot of different feelings.
There is a lot of things going on, but I still think that the theory that I'm the most sort like makes the most sense to me is that her brother did it on accident and her parents covered it up for him.
I think that's the best, longest running theory. I think they have new evidence though. I saw something Crime Donkey posted like yesterday or the day before that they're testing some
Oh,
kind of new evidence. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So I didn't look farther than that post announcement. I didn't
Yeah.
even open the comments. Like, so I don't have any more information for
Okay.
you.
I was like, no, but I did not know there was new evidence. If there's new evidence,
Well, she interviewed John Ramsey like 6 months ago, 3 months ago, something,
oh,
and it has like a 2 hour long interview on YouTube. Ashley Flowers does. Like
oh,
it's she did a three and a
okay.
half hour deep dive with John Benet Ramsey and did a 2.5 hour interview with John Ramsey.
Okay.
Like
All right.
I'm just saying
Okay.
something's
I
happening.
I am willing to have my mind changed, but all of the evidence I have seen so far, that is the theory that I'm going with. Although I am also convinced that as much as I hated the Patricia Cornwall book and how it was written, I am convinced that her research is flawless and that we do in fact have the identity of Jack the Ripper. So
I mean, we've had so many different things that have been identified. We have to have Jack the Ripper, like pieces of clothing and like
But okay, you should read her book. You will also hate the writing style, but you should read her book because there's a lot of evidence, there's a lot of explanation in the book of why a lot of that evidence is actually not admissible. And it has to do with the way crime scenes were treated at the time and
oh yeah.
like the technology they had and the way that they treated murder in general. And so like she explains a lot about why we can't trust that information, but then she puts a lot of information in the book about why the person that she thinks it is the person that it could be. And
Interesting.
I am pretty convinced.
I believe you.
So
I probably will never read this book. You have not given it a reading endorsement. You've given good research endorsement. You've not given good reading endorsement.
I know it's really tough. It's really tough because I think that I hate that I hated the actual reading process because I
Mhm.
genuinely thought that everything that she said was fascinating. And if she had written a like just like an essay or even like a podcast, I would have been fucking 100%
Yeah.
in. But the structure of her writing was infuriating.
Yeah, I hate that. Um, anyways,
Yeah.
so next week we have, I don't really know how to tell you what this episode's about because a lot happens, but there's a really big ritual. We get to have a really big witch ritual, which is going to be exciting and fun
Is
or
it
something.
is
We'll
it though?
see. We'll see. Stay tuned. But in the meantime, if you want to talk to us, you can email us deathandaliens@gmail.com. You can find us on all of the social media, Death and Aliens. You can find me at CECloud13.
And you can follow me everywhere at EMKAY_superstar.
And we'll see you on Sunday for Stargate SG-1. I was like, what's next? Episode 7.
Yeah.
So, see ya.
Bye.